such a pivotal point of my life. I had a little bit of self-reflection. I was like, and I'm just going to go all in on my business, doing something that would actually, I'm excited to get up for in the morning. I'm excited, sweating away, not just figuratively, but actually like there's sweat dripping down my back. In honour of me building a boxing app. Door-to-door sales industry setup in the UK is full of a bunch of people. Hello, my wonderful people, and welcome to my channel. Now, all of you are new here because this is a brand new channel, but I'm very well aware that for some of you, this might be our first time ever meeting. So for a brief introduction, my name's Angel, I'm 19 years old, and I've started social media to document me building my app, which is a social network for fighters. But truthfully, you'll find out all of that on my Instagram and my TikTok. YouTube, as you'll see throughout this video, serves a bit of a different purpose for me. And that's, I want YouTube to be a space where you can just get to know me completely authentically behind the sort of Instagram and the marketing and the brand. And we can just become friends, because truthfully, it is my number one goal, besides from business, setting out as a founder, to leave breadcrumbs for the next generation. And I know that sounds corny or silly, and you could look at me and think you are the next generation, you're fresh out of the womb, but it is in the absolute forefront of my mind as I set out on a journey of entrepreneurship. And the reason why I think it should be a priority for everyone starting businesses and building online is because you need someone at home to be able to look at you and think, oh my gosh, she's just like me. Why can't I? That means I can do it too. And that's why it's so unbelievably important for me to be authentic and for everyone to be authentic, because pretending to sort of be someone you're not online when you're building, you're creating a bigger gap between you and the girl who's sitting at home, who's just like you, who has the same interests, same characteristics, who wants to do the same thing as you, but doesn't realise that how similar she is to you because you're pretending to be someone you're not. So yeah, I've tried to be completely real with you in this YouTube video. Good morning, my lovely people. It has literally just turned 5 in the morning, so please bear with me. I'm not used to speaking to people this early in the morning, but you're spending the day with me today. So obviously I'm going to talk you through my morning routine because it is pretty dialed in right now, I must say. But to be completely transparent, it hasn't always been like this. So for 13 days, I'm doing it as like 13 days so far, but it's a 21-day sprint. I've been waking up at 4 in the morning, and the hours of 4 to 8 are specifically just for me, just for deep inner work. So it is super duper structured and probably sounds super duper weird, but it has honestly given me like a complete newfound energy to just like attack my goals every single day. And that's been the number one most important thing for me. So the hours of 4 to 5, so 4 up till now, I didn't film it because that is like a sacred hour to me, is 45 minutes of meditation, 2 types of meditation. One of them is like a gratitude meditation, and the other is just a presence meditation. And then from 4:45 to now, journaling and dream book. This hour is honestly game-changing to me. And the thing is, which is so insightful, is that the same things that I'm sort of making it a point to be grateful for within those 45 minutes are the same things that were in my life in times where like I was down in the dumps or I was off the freaking rails. And it's just being like actually making it a point to consistently, no matter what the external circumstances are, recognise the blessings and the things to be grateful in your life, and you'll honestly feel such a change. So going down, it is 5 in the morning, and therefore gym time. I actually have been going to the gym for the past 2 weeks with socks on and no trainers because I left my trainers in Nottingham. Found another crazy person with no shoes on in the gym at 5 in the morning. Who is that in the back? Who is that? Who is that? Oh, who is... Into the yoga room in our gym, which is behind a mirror, to test out a little theory. In honour of me building a boxing app, let's put it to the test. Can I still even shadow box? box. That is me finished at the gym. I feel pretty good, pretty amazing. The only thing is, right, I have a rule now, no sad songs in the morning or at all in the day if it can be avoided. I used to wake up first thing in the morning, sad songs in my ear, and then wonder why I felt friggin' depressed. But I'll keep going to the gym, blasting No I Can't every single day. I literally have to put my fingers in my ears because I'm like, that's not a bit of me anymore. It's finally time to bring you along for my favourite part of the day, and I'm not even joking. So for context, I don't go on my phone until 9 AM, which is so great because the hours of 4 to 9, ring lights gone, the hours of 4 to 9 is just me. If there was a zombie apocalypse, I wouldn't know until 9 the next morning, and I'd make it a point not to know as well. But this is my favourite part of the day, and it's where I make an iced coffee and read my Kindle for an hour and just slowly ease into the day. Game changing is we get raw milk from a farm in Bolton. So anyone who lives in Manchester, it's literally like a 20-minute drive. And they also do raw milk ice cream, which is the best ice cream I ever did have. Honestly, milk wouldn't be fresher if I hijacked the farm and extracted it myself from the cow.
And I know that a lot of people have different opinions of raw milk, but to be completely blunt, if you've got an opinion about raw milk and stuff you face with McDonald's every other week, then you lose the credibility of your argument.
This is the time of day where I've been to the gym, I've done my meditations, and it's time for me to just sit, be present, read, and just learn, like a time for actual personal expansion, and also set my intention for the day of what I want to get out of the day. In a row, this is the order that I read them in. The Alchemist, absolute classic, beautiful. Talking about pursuing a purpose, which is like very much the time of life I'm in right now. Then straight from The Alchemist, I read The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Unbelievable. Like, I would actually say it's changed my life. It's definitely influenced me to do this 21-day thing. I even do a meditation from that book in the mornings. And it just, all of the ideas are so well sort of articulated, and it's such an easy read. So even if you're not into reading, and to be honest, I wouldn't even say like I'm a huge reader, it's super duper, it's a really easy read, and I definitely recommend going into that. If you're sort of like in a pivotal time where you don't really know what you want to do, which was me, like a couple months ago, I was pursuing sales, I felt a little bit lost, and I didn't really know what was the next step in terms of like sales, in terms of what I wanted to do, and that book honestly helped me sort of navigate that time of my life. Then straight from The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, and this is like revolutionary. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Me and my boyfriend read this book, it was sort of at the same time, while we were in Tunisia, and genuinely, Napoleon Hill's obviously known for Think and Grow Rich. I don't actually think I ever finished that. It's a very, very long book, but Outwitting the Devil, I think it's not spoken about enough. Best purchase of our lives, genuinely. There's little things that I'd rather, there's little things that I'd be more upset about losing than this Kindle. So it is now the time of day where I open up my laptop for the first time and get to work. It is 7:09, I'm not sure if you can see that, but basically when I first started the 21-day sort of 4 AM, 8 AM master my mind, for after reading, I would write for hours and hours on my laptop on Substack. I'd write Substack articles, and honestly, from about 7 AM to 11 AM, I'd completely lose myself in world, just writing. Like, I love writing so much, I'm super duper passionate about it. Now, with the business, and by the time you're watching this, I would have already launched on Instagram, I have a lot more to do, obviously. I've obviously got the app, which I'm building, and then the sales and marketing side, which I'm also doing all by myself. And these are all things that I have to learn, because I haven't obviously done it before. So every single day it's just a constant learning, trying to build. And yes, that leads me on to the first task of the day, which is editing Instagram videos, which you would have already seen for the launch of the idea. So it's around 9 now, and I've been editing away at one video. And it's taken me a very, very, very long time to get on it. But while that prompt runs, what I usually like to do is go bother Temmie, who's also probably coding and being really sweaty with Fable 5 right now. Hello, mister.
Yeah, that camera couldn't be further than that. Get the fuck away from me.
In the gym. Honey, it's 11:11, make-a-wish, and I'm in the exact same spot, still doing the exact same thing. It's 32 degrees outside, but I cannot go outside. I want to go outside, but I've told myself that I can't go outside until I get this sort of section of work done. This is a little bit more realistic. I look a bit more of a mess because I've just been sat here literally sweating away, not just figuratively, but actually like there's sweat dripping down my back. But yeah, that is the current update of the vlog. Not absolutely stunning in Manchester today. It's 32 degrees. Manchester. Wow, it actually looks really nice. It's now lunchtime. On the menu today, we've got mince and spicy rice. It is bloody mafting here in Manchester. My eyes actually haven't left my laptop other than to cook lunch. It's 32 degrees outside. So I had a little bit of self-reflection. I was like, probably time to go outside and touch some grass. Changed out of my other linen trousers because they were too thick. These Shaolin monk trousers are a lot thinner and I feel like I can breathe a little bit even though I'm still sweating. But yeah, little piece of advice, even if you're building something you love, and don't get me wrong, I definitely am doing something that I love right now and it doesn't feel like work, which is why I want to stay inside and just get it done. Go outside, do not become a cave goblin. Hello, it's me whilst editing this vlog. Just thought it'd be a good time to intervene as I say these inspirational words about not becoming a cave goblin, to just show you that I've literally embodied what it means to be a cave goblin today. It's 10 PM right now. I've just put my first new tonic of the day. Word on the street is that it's actually the greatest day in sporting history. So England are in the quarterfinals right now. They're playing as I speak to you. And also Return of the Mac, Conor McGregor makes a return. I've had the invitation and option to go out, but I am just sat here, as I've been sat here all day, watching my babes aspire with Emma. I just love you. And editing away and getting the landing page ready for the launch tomorrow. So just wanted to come on here and just pause. Just wanted to clear that up before continuing the vlog. Fine, you caught me, I'm a phony, I am a cave goblin, sorry. No, my point is, like, some days it's not always possible to touch grass as much as you should try to, but I've just been in the absolute flow of things today, and you just have to capitalise sometimes when you have that momentum all day and maybe miss out on the greatest day in sporting history. Like, for example, I've made a landing page that I'm super duper proud of, which has just made it worth it, in my opinion. And I'm sure I'll catch up tomorrow, but I hope you enjoy the rest of the vlog. Bye now. Do not waste away in your bedroom, because you'll find that when you go outside and touch grass, you get a lot more inspiration as well for what you're doing, and just be happier. Ain't that right?
What's up?
Ain't that right?
What's up, nigga? What's up, nigga?
Again?
Yeah.
That's a good
So
angle.
130 views so far. I need one mic though.
Really nice angle. Tim, I'm going to show you this right after.
Stop spraying. This is great.
So we're on our way to a coffee shop called The Department, which we really like. It's a little co-working space and the Wi-Fi is really good for getting sweaty with Claude. Videos with a strawberry matcha, and Temi has his copper set up in the co-working space, and he calls this the founder's formula. Green juice, sparkling water and double espresso. Yes you do, why are you trying to embarrass me in front of my friends? Since this 21 days I've never felt so out of the loop of the world. I don't know what's going on anywhere. I think if a world war broke out right now, I'd be the last to know.
We don't need to know about World Wars. All we need to know about is the 4th grade ninja race. That's all we need to know about.
Tem have just finished up at Department, the co-working space, and we've got some serious work done, which I'm really happy with. I've just added an insane feature onto the app. We've got this outside bit in our apartment building, which is so nice. It's on the lake, and there's like a kids' playground over there. But I just thought I'd sit here, get some more work done, and also just speak to you a bit more, because like I just want to have like a proper heart to heart, because I know that I've showed like a lot of things in this vlog. I've tried to be as authentic as possible. It is down to whatever floats your boat at the end of the day. My number one goal is to live a purpose-driven life and just follow a purpose. I really like that Tony Robbins talks about this push versus pull motivation, and I feel like when I was in sales, which is something that I'll get into now, I was 100,000,000% relying on push, and that's why I was flipping miserable, and so many bad things were sort of happening around that time of life because I was on such a low frequency because I was purely relying on just push. And don't get me wrong, it is super duper important to practice discipline and to push yourself, but there's a difference between like pushing yourself to do the sort of little things that you don't want to do in order to pursue like your big goal, and pushing yourself in the complete wrong direction. And one thing I'll say is like pretending to sort of be someone you're not, and pretending to just not being authentic might get you to like your what you think your short-term goal is, but it is going to, as like in the big picture, take you further away from your big purpose. Truly right now in my life I feel such a big pull towards the direction I'm going, and I'm so grateful to be able to come out of that sort of push motivation with burnout and just BS, which I'm about to get into, and just really step into a life where I'm constantly with complete definiteness, which is something they talk about in Outwitting the Devil, just pursuing like a purpose that I feel really drawn towards, not worrying about external outcomes or finances and stuff like that, just genuinely doing it out of love for the game. And I've never been happier. And change of hairstyle because it's absolutely muffed in. I'm going to try my best to not just word vomit at you, but this is the section of the vlog that I've dedicated to just waffling, so you can get to know me better. The fact that I'm a little bit off-centred, and that's the most authentic version of me, a little bit wabi-sabi. I'm building an app for people in sports, and I've grown up in sports pretty much all my life. You'll see, also grown up always wanting to be an entrepreneur. Genuinely, if I can find the screenshots, I'll put them up on screen right now. At the age of 11 or 12 or 13, I think I was in someone's funnel trying to find out how to trade with like £200 so that I could start a business. I remember, I think I've got some DMs somewhere of me messaging someone in lockdown when I was 12 or 13, what's the best business books to read as a young person wanting to be an entrepreneur. Seeded me into dropping out of college at 18, ended up in a sales job, a door-to-door sales role. Obviously I didn't know it was door-to-door when I first joined, funny that, I wonder why, and changed through pursuing sales. But for me, it was sort of like a lesson in terms of when you stray off the path of like your indefinite purpose and stray off the path of what you've announced to the world is your dream, announced to your God is your dream, and the world will sort of like give you signs, sometimes in the worst and most dramatic and the most traumatic ways, to basically stop straying from your course and get back on course. And door-to-door sales, I feel, or like sales as a whole, I feel like that is what that was for me, because Jesus Christ, I'm gonna get a bit unfiltered here. The door-to-door sales industry the door-to-door sales industry setup in the UK is full of a bunch of paedophiles and crooks. Another pause from editing Angel. I feel like I probably have to clear up the fact that not all door-to-door sales managers in the UK are paedophiles, in the same way that not all zebras have black and white stripes. And I don't say that lightly, I've got the scars to prove it. I was freshly 18 when I sort of went to that job, and it was such a learning experience in, I'd say, the worst and the best way possible, in terms of like I was in circles that I dreamed of growing up. Like I didn't grow up with money, and I didn't grow up in like a circle where I could see the sort of manifested version of who I wanted to be right in front of me, or the faked manifested version of what I wanted to be in front of me. And that's why I sort of fell into that dream so easily, because it was like it's right in front of me, like wow, this is the first time I'm actually in this circle, and it was easy to sort of fall for that. As time goes on, you realise that it's all a bunch of BS. And the beef that I've got with door-to-door sales is I've heard so many stories throughout the UK of dodgy things happening to young girls, and the whole sort of motto in the industry is to sort of protect your phase ones from external people saying that they're not going to make it, or saying that door-to-door is a scam, or saying that it's a pyramid scheme, which it is. And there's like such a big emphasis on protecting their trainees from external forces, but there's no emphasis on protecting their trainees from the people within the organisation who are doing like really bad things. And that's the bottom line of it. I'm not even doing it justice, but multiple people have done different situations in just one office are still working there, and there's no sort of repercussions for what happened, which is genuinely disgusting. And I operate with the mindset that anything bad that happens to you, you should take and turn into a lesson, or something that you'll turn into a positive down the line. And with me, I know that eventually when I have employees under my business, when I have young girls working for me, when I have different people that I'm responsible for, I will be the type of boss where if an issue is flagged, it is getting dealt with on the spot, and it is getting prioritised. Like the protection of my employees will always be a priority to me in the future, and that's the type of boss I want to be, because that's the type of boss I didn't have when I was 18 and sort of naive and willing. And the thing is, I would never ever want someone to be put off sales, because like the lesson that sales teaches you is to actively seek rejection, which is like the most important lesson in life in my opinion, and I would not give that up for the world, learning that on doors in like quite a harsh way. But I think that we should 100% teach people that lesson. But I'll be honest, door-to-door industry in the UK is not the way to do it, because it is full of a bunch of freaking weirdos, like actual scums. I forget that. That's a lesson of the past, and it's something that I'll carry with me. But and then after that, I got into this high-ticket sales industry, which is something that Temi was doing at the time, but he's still in now. With high-ticket sales, and truthfully, like my whole experience of sales is yes, again, it can change your life, definitely more than door to door, because it's not a full-blown pyramid scheme, but you have to kiss a lot of frogs. And one thing that I'll always be a huge advocate for is never, ever, ever, like the effects of sort of sacrificing or compromising your morals just for finances is going to have the worst effect on like your aura as a person or your path to your purpose. Like, it's going to completely show you away from it, because our morals are instilled in us in order to sort of direct us in the right direction. And I feel like with high ticket sales and some of these offers are just gorms training gorms on how to freaking out-gorm other gorms, and a lot of it has no substance. And the thing is, when you're closing and you sort of know that it doesn't have substance and you still push for this out anyway, that actually does have an effect on you, your energy, your frequency. It actually puts you on a bad frequency that you're willing to sort of sacrifice your morals for a sale, and that's just wasn't something that I was willing to do anymore. So I left high ticket sales and I was like, do you know what, I keep straying, I keep going on different paths, thinking, all right, I first went into door to door sales thinking I'm going to go into door to door so I can save up enough money to start my clothing brand for women in sports. And then when high ticket came around, I was like, I'm going to just make loads of money on high ticket, figure out what I want to do and find my purpose. And I sort of like, I understand that is sometimes necessary to an extent, don't get me wrong, I'm not out of touch, but I was like, all of these things are things that I'm going to learn on the job anyway. And this was a revelation I came to recently. I was like, the more I sort of like take different paths and weave around things, the further I'm taking myself from where I want to be and the longer it's taken me. So I was like, F it. Truthfully, I'm done making myself miserable and like going through all this push motivation with a bunch of gorms and idiots and just scummy people in sales, and I'm just going to go all in on my business, doing something that would actually, I'm excited to get up for in the morning. I'm excited to make an impact on an industry that is such a huge part of who I am, and I'm super duper excited to just see all the lessons and all the people and all the experience I have on the journey to selling my app for hundreds of millions of pounds. Like, that's the end goal, but it's not what I'm excited for. What I'm excited for is the person I'm becoming, the experiences I'm going to have along the way, and the different lessons that I'm also going to be taught. But yeah, that pretty much sums up the last year of like why I left sales. Obviously, I wanted to mention it because I did briefly try and build a personal brand around sales, and that's what some people might know me for. But I wouldn't say I'm anti-sales at all. My big brother, he's in sales. He's in corporate sales. My boyfriend is also still in sales, and I think sales teaches you mountains and mountains and mountains of things, but the thing is, you have to pick the right one, and you have to always stay true to yourself. So it's like anything else, really. But I hope you learned a bit about me from that. I'm just at a time of life where I feel a sort of pull to also post on YouTube and just help people as much as possible. I want people to be able to like see themselves within me, see that even if they're a little off-centered, all that matters is really to take action. And I just want to sort of be able to be completely real to you about the different things that have changed my life, because I went through such a tough time.
Good evening, everyone. I didn't film any of my evening, but it is now coming up to 9 p.m, and obviously bedtime for Granny over here is 10 p.m. I've had a very, very nice and productive evening to finish off a lovely day. I developed one of my favourite features on the app so far. I honestly think it's going to be game changing for you fighters if you're watching. And I also edited all of the videos to launch the waitlist next week, which just makes me so excited. The thought that by the time you're watching this, you would have already seen such a huge project for me, and something that I'm so passionate about and so excited to share with you, so excited to share the journey with you as well. Like, the fact that you've already seen this while watching this is just such a crazy and exciting thought to me. Truthfully, if you've watched up to this point, thank you for watching. I really hope one person or much more than one person took something from this, whether it's a laugh, whether you got to point at me and call me names, or whether you just got to get some inspiration from this video of me waffling and just being completely sort of authentic with you. If you've watched up to this point, I would really appreciate your support. But to draw it to an end, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog.